Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Phenomenal Views. Now, it has been a while since I have reviewed a book. I believe the last book I reviewed was Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Well, today I have a special treat for you all. Now, before I even show you this book, I strongly recommend that once I reveal this, you guys go and get this book, because this is a great book to have in your collection. The Jurassic Park. This book is so much better than the movie, and Steven Speilburgs' movie Jurassic Park, the very first one, was a classic. Now, don't get me wrong, but now you know what they always say, the book is better than the movie. Now, there are some times like when the movie is better than the book. This case, the book hits the movie out of the park, but I'm not saying that the movie sucks. It is one of the best films on this planet. But so is this book. This book is awesome. It is full of suspense. A lot of the characters are actually reversed around. So if you do not want to hear anything about this book, and if you do not want spoilers, this is going to contain spoilers. I strongly suggest that you turn this review off now and read this book before you watch this review. But for those who are wanting to stay, here we go. So this book is actually a combination of the Lost World movie and the first Jurassic Park movie combined. The book actually starts out with the beginning of a boy who got attacked by a raptor, but they keep saying he got attacked by, like, he didn't get attacked, he just had an accident where he stepped on a hoe and it clawed out his chest. But the doctor was like, this looks too much like an animal mauling, because the doctor has been involved with a bunch of stuff like this, because the doctor has seen everything. So when they tell him, oh, he stepped on a hoe and like it flew out, like it came up and scratched him, the doctor didn't believe it. And the doctor was like, I have seen many attacks like this. This looks like more like an animal mauling. And then they actually start building suspense. They build suspense to the park. They build suspense to everything in this book. And this book is fantastic. I strongly recommend it. But so then we actually get some things from the Lost World, like in the beginning of the Lost World movie, you know, where the rich family wanders onto the island. And except they didn't arrive by boat. In this one, they were already on the island and they were driving. And so the husband was trying to reconnect things with his wife and with the family. He was trying to make their relationship stronger, I guess. And so they find the beach, and you know, the daughter goes off and she sees a little lizard that she says, but then she gets bitten. Like in the movie that you don't see, but you know, I forget what it's called, but you know what happens, you just don't see it. And in this book goes into great detail about things that have happened. Some deaths are different. Some people who died in the movie don't die in the book. Once again, spoiler alert. This book was just filled with, this was one of my favorite books of all time that I have read. Once again, guys, I strongly recommend you go and buy this novel. I have not read The Lost World yet, but that is that book I really want. I'm currently reading Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter right now. But then other things start happening, like more people start reporting to seeing these lizards, and even when the girl goes to the doctor, she's like, she draws the lizard that she got bit by, and the doctor's like, huh, this doesn't look like a normal lizard. And this is how Alan Grant and Ellie are developed in this book. They are called up because this doctor knows Alan, and actually Alan is a lot older in the book than he is in the movie. He has a beard, and Ellie is actually 21, and she's actually going to marry somebody else. So I don't know why they put that in the movie. Maybe they just thought it would be better to have a relationship thing with them too. But it worked in the movie, and their relationship in this book is really good. It is like the movie, just without, you know, them wanting to be a couple. And so, you know, Alan is visited by, he's not visited by Gerardo. He's visited by someone else, and they talk about John Hammond, and how Alan has actually been in contact with Mr. Hammond for some time about, like, he already knows about the park and everything, but he doesn't know that much about it. And then after this, like, we go through actually the beginning of the movie, like how Alan talks to John Hammond and how they found the raptor skull, how they found the raptor skeleton, and except they do not meet with John They don't meet with John Hammond like how they do in the movie. They talk to him on the phone. And that's how they go to the park. And one of my favorite characters in this book is actually Ian Malcolm. He is one of my favorite characters in this book. He is, the way how he is in the book is he's basically trying to tell John, like how he tells him in the movie, you can't control nature. Nature's gonna strike back. And he keeps saying, you think you can control Jurassic Park. But when the thing is, it's controlling itself. And even when he's telling Dr. Wu, or when he's telling Arnold, or when he's telling Gennaro, Gennaro, he keeps saying, you cannot control this. It doesn't matter what you do to track them. There is nothing you can do to control this. And chaos theory is even explained. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's better explained in the book. But you know, that's one of the reoccurring themes with Ian in this book. Ian and John go head to head. They butt heads so many times in this book. John Hammond is wanting to make Jurassic Park work, but Ian is like, John, this is going to backfire and you can't see it. None of you can see it. This is going to drastically backfire. And in the end, it does. It backfires drastically. With the power going out. There's 2 T-Rexes in this one. There's a little one and there's the adult. There's a bunch of other dinosaurs in this book. Probably my favorite part in this book was when they go to, when the kids are separated, and it's the kids and Alan Grant there's actually a scene in the book where they get away and they find this raft and they go through this part that is the pterodactyl part. And I was like, no way, they're getting ready to go through a pterodactyl? Like stuff with the pterodactyl, like in Jurassic Park 3. And I honestly kind of think this is where they got that scene from Jurassic Park 3, was from this book. They are on the raft, and they're still trying, like the power's out, they can't track the kids, they can't do anything. Like, they're trying desperately to find them. But like the security screens keeps flashing to different ones every few seconds, so they can't really catch them. So, you know, they never find them, and they're like, I'm hoping they do not go through the pterodactyl part. Why? What's wrong with that? And they found out that the pterodactyls are very territorial, like extremely territorial. And Lex almost dies, I think. No, she gets picked up, but she gets dropped pretty quickly. The characters are switched a little bit in this book. Now, with the kids, Timmy is more responsible, even though Timmy, I can't remember if Timmy is older or younger, but Timmy is more responsible in this book, and Lex is more of a complainer. We do get some more information about their parents, and we do find out, in this book, I hated John Hammond. John Hammond was a douche in this book. I loved him in the movie, but in this, all he cares about is the money. That is really, really all John cares about is in the money. Now, I'm sure you all could argue, well, I mean, in the movie, that's somewhat all he cared about. But like with the way how the actor portrayed him, it kind of looked like John wanted Jurassic Park for kids. He wanted everyone to enjoy this. He didn't just care about the money. But in this book, all he cares about is making a profit. That is all he cares about, is making money. And it's clearly shown when the power goes out and everything starts going to heck. And trust me, when things go to heck, they go to heck. John starts saying how he hates that he brought the kids here, and it just shows you, like, you know, like a bunch of people were talking to him, like, you know, he only cares about money, right? And in the book, it clearly shows all John cares about is the money of Jurassic Park. That's all he cares about. He doesn't care about anyone but the money. Now, other characters that return that are in this book, Robert Muldoon is in the book. Gennaro is in the book. Nedry is in the book. And Dr. Harding actually has a much bigger plot in this book than he actually does in the movie. Which is sad, because he has a very important part in this book. Him and Ellie are actually the ones who are trying to keep Ian Malcolm alive while he's basically trying to tell them, look, you guys have to understand this is not going to work. Jurassic Park is going to fail, and they're trying to keep him from dying, because the scene that happens with the Tyrannosaurus Rex does happen. But, you know, they spend a little bit more time in the book showing that Ian could possibly die. And, You don't know if he lives or not. Now, in the movies, he lives. If you guys have watched the movies, and if you haven't, like I said, this is a spoiler. This is containing spoilers. In the book, it says that he dies, but I honestly don't know yet. I have not read The Lost World. I cannot wait to read that, and I really hope that I get to read it and I get to make a review on it. But I'm going to talk about the deaths in this book. The deaths in this book are amplified to a new level. Because Jurassic Park is rated, I want to say PG or PG-13. They're rated PG-13. Now, if they had been maybe made into a rated R film, all of them, the deaths would have been amplified a lot more. And I don't mean like, oh, you know, you need to make it gory. No. But in the book, the deaths are gory. Really gory. Like, Nedry, he gets killed by the same dinosaur, but it's worse. He's trying to get back to the boat because of the whole entire thing with Dachshund, and you actually find out InGen's plan. InGen wants to create their own version of Jurassic Park. That's what their purpose is. You know, you just get Dachshund. You know, you don't really know. All pretty much that you understand is he's given the embryos so they can have a lot of money. But no, actually, they're wanting to make their own version of Jurassic Park. And they actually talk about this in a meeting, and Dachshund is there. I have a contact who's working with Jurassic Park. I can get some embryos, and we can possibly make our own Jurassic Park. And there's nothing really explained about what happens to Dachshund. I don't know if he's mentioned in The Lost World. But, Nedry is trying to get to the boat so he can give the money to Dachshund, so he can give the embryos and get his money. He runs into the Dilophosaurus like how he does in the movie, but it spits venom in his face, and then next thing you know, he's feeling something warm all over him, and the Dilophosaurus ripped open his stomach, and his intestines were falling out. And when I read that, I about lost it. But the deaths in this book are gory, so just take note of that. But the characters were great in this book. When Dr. Grant had to step up, he stepped up like how he does in the movie. When Tim, another spoiler, a scene in the Jurassic Park movie, when Tim is in the tree, Alan is nowhere to help him. He's with Lex. Tim is in that car by himself, and he has to take care of the problem when he is in the tree by himself. And I was like, dang, this kid is awesome. This kid is one heck of a character. And Dr. Grant loves kids in this book. Like how he hates them in the movie, he loves them in this book. He does hate computers, but he loves them in the book. And another character that is introduced into the book, I forget his name, but he takes Gennaro's place. Gennaro doesn't die in the book. But this guy, he does leave Lex and Tim in the car, like how Gennaro did, except there was no running into the bathroom. He just ran into the forest. And so he eventually does die, even though Grant and the kids run into him. He eventually does die. There are more dinosaurs mentioned in the book. Like I said, the pterodactyl, there's another T-Rex, and Stegosaurus. There's a Stegosaurus, and the Compies are in this book. The Compies are all over this book, and that is how John Hammond actually dies in this book. He's going for a walk, and then he falls, I believe, and he notices that the kids are playing with the audio, and that's one of the reasons how you figure out that John doesn't even care about his loved ones. He just cares about the money, because he's like, those kids, I wish I never had brought them, because he didn't care. He didn't care. And unfortunately, he gets attacked by Compies, even though he's climbing up to his own padlock. And the park is actually more explored. I do wish that they had stayed in the park a little bit longer, but I was okay with what they did. There's hotels that are mentioned in this. The book expands on this world, and if you have not read this book, and if you have watched the movie, this book opens your eyes and you see more of the park, and it is just really awesome. But guys, I'm gonna go, but I strongly suggest, this is a New York Times bestseller. It says here, wonderful, powerful, the Washington Post book world. Frighteningly real, compelling. It'll keep you revited or revented. But this is genetically frightening, full of suspense. The New York Times book review. Guys, well, that's it. This has been another episode of Phenomenal Views. I, once again, strongly suggest you pick up this book. If you have watched the movies, still pick up the book. It is a great read, and you will not waste your time. Guys, comment in the section below if you have read the book of Jurassic Park. What was your favorite scene in the book? Who was your favorite character? What things did you like in the book that they did in the, or what things did you like in the movie that they didn't do in the book? Or what things did you like in the book that they didn't do in the movie? I really want to know, guys. Comment below, hit that like button. What other books would you like me to review? Would you like me to review Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter? These are things I would like to know. Guys, have a good night.